Hi guys, I'm Lizzy, and today I'm going to be doing a Unity tutorial about how to implement item collection in your video game, complete with a little particle system explosion once you've collected your item. So let's go ahead and get started. So you're going to need two different game objects. The first one is a model of the item that you're going to collect. So I'm going to be using a coin, but you can use whatever you want. And then also a particle system animation that'll run once you've collected your item. I'm not going to show you how to create either of these. I think you can do it on your own, but I will have all the settings for my particle animation show up on the screen once we get there. And then we're going to be writing 3 different scripts for this project. The first one is a rotator, and this is just going to rotate the game object that it's a component for around its y-axis. So it's really not necessary for a collection if you're trying to pick up coins or anything, but I just think it looks cool. It makes it a bit more dynamic and fun to look at. So we're going to do it. Okay, the second thing that we're going to write is a collection handler. This is going to detect whether or not we've picked up an item, and then once we do, we're going to play our animation explosion. And this is going to be a component on the player, so that way you can just add as many of these as you want for all the different types of items that the player can pick up. The third script that we're going to need is an item flash controller, and this is just going to destroy the instance of the particle system after it's done playing, so we just don't rack up an accumulation of all these particle systems that have already played. So yeah, okay, so let's go ahead and let's head into Unity. Just for some context, this is a video game that I'm making with some of my classmates. It's a voxel art style endless runner game, so you can move your character left and right and jump over obstacles, and the terrain just gets procedurally generated ahead of you. And I want to implement coin collection, so that's what we're gonna do. I've already modeled this coin, and the 2 things to note about the coin is that I've put on a box collider and I've checked is trigger. This is important because it makes it so that your collider isn't like a solid wall that impedes you from moving through it, but it still detects if you're in the space that it takes up. And the second thing is that I've marked this as a coin. I've added a tag just called coin. You can call it whatever you want. To add a new tag, you press add tag, just type it in. Okay, but back to the coin. So this is my coin setup, and then I also have my explosion. This is my particle system. I'll put all the settings here on the screen so you can pause and look at it if you want to recreate it at all. But I've just got some little squares exploding, and that's what's gonna play when we collect our coin. All right, so let's start coding. I'm gonna go to my scripts directory, right click, create C# script, and we're gonna do our rotator right now. Okay, so I've opened this up here in Writer, and then I'm gonna first make serialized field so I can control the speed. Private float speed. This is how fast I'm gonna have the item rotate. I guess I can also just initialize this to like 100 or something. Okay, and then every frame we're gonna rotate it just a little bit. That way over time it's rotating smoothly. So I'm gonna call transform.rotate, and the parameter for rotate is a vector 3 of Euler angles, where each slot in the vector 3 is how much you're going to rotate around the x, y, and z axis. So I'm going to just start with transform.up, which is its vertical y-axis. That way there's nothing being done in the x slot or the z slot, and then just multiply it by the speed. And also multiply it by time, delta time. This is a good practice in case this is going to be performed on different machines that have different frame rates. Okay, now I'm going to go back to Unity and open up our coin prefab and just drag in the rotator script. So now it should be applied to all of our coins. I did already put coins into my terrain prefab, so you'll see them when I play. They're already there. They didn't automatically generate. Okay, let's go ahead and give this a go. Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. This is very swag. I like it. Nice. Okay, so they're rotating. That's exactly what I wanted. Cool. Okay, now the next thing that we're gonna do is write our script that's the collection handler. So remember, this is gonna detect whether we've hit a game object or not, and then destroy it once we do, and play the particle animation. So I'm gonna go back to my scripts directory here, right click, create, C# script, and I'm gonna call it collection handler. Cool. Okay, so now I've opened this up here in Writer, and so remember the things that we wanted to keep track of were the item tag for the object that the type of object that we're gonna pick up, and then also the particle system that's gonna play once we collect this item. So let me go ahead and just do those. So serialized field, private string item tag. And then also serialize field, particle system, and then item flash, I guess. Okay, and then the thing is we also want to keep track of which game object we are currently picking up. So I'm going to do a private, what is it, game object, item. Okay, nice. So now in order to like figure out what item we're working on, which item we've picked up, we're going to implement this method called private on trigger enter. So if you remember, we added a box collider to our coin and we checked is trigger. So this method is going to run once we trigger the trigger. But okay, so now if our item is null, which means that we're not currently picking up something else, and the collider game object dot tag is equal to the tag that we are looking for, then we're going to just set our item to the collider.gameObject. Okay, and now in our update function, we're gonna wanna play the particle explosion and delete the coin. So let's see, if our item is not null, is not equal to null, this will only run if we have picked up an item. Then we're gonna instantiate our item flash. That's our particle system animation. In the position, item.transform.position of where the item that we just picked up was. And then I think we have to do quaternion identity, just like, I think it's the original, like what orientation we want it to play in, something, I don't know. But I know that you have to put it. Okay, and then we're gonna destroy the item because we've just picked it up. We don't need to show it anymore. Okay, and then the last thing we're gonna do now is add our C# script that's gonna delete our particle systems after they've already played. So I'm gonna call it a item flash controller, and open that up. And then we're just going to destroy it. Destroy game object after like 2 seconds. That should be good. Okay, nice. So we have all of our scripts now. And then we are going to need to do some sorting. So coin flash prefab. This is going to need the script. So let me now drag the script of our item flash controller as a component. And then our player Ricky here, let's see, I should open him in the prefabs as well. Ricky, my boy, he's gonna need a component. And he's gonna receive the collection handler. So let's go over to scripts, collection handler, add component. And then now since we serialized the field, I'm gonna be doing coin. And then the particle system that I wanna play is coin flash. Nice, so I think that should work. Fingers crossed, I guess. Let's play it and see. Moment of truth. Ah! It's working. Nice. So there you have it. That's the final product. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something and that maybe you'll put something like this in your game. I really like it. I think it's really cute and fun. So I'm gonna go keep playing this and working on my game. You go work on yours. Okay, bye.